Alright, I want to preface this video by saying that I don't know if TikTok banned the account that I'm going to show you, because right now I'm not even going to go back to look at it. But if not, I highly encourage anyone, if this video gets picked up by the algorithm and gets to a lot of people, to report that account and every sick and disgusting creature you see commenting underneath it. Now, before I show you, I've got a few things to say. I've observed that TikTok is very much a place where censorship isn't consistent. You'll have echo chambers of people championing the abuse of a man trying to be with his son, echo chambers leading to real-world harm based on lies, and then you'll have lively content that somehow is never taken down immediately. But you see, if there's one thing I can't understand, it's how certain things always slip through the cracks and are never addressed. I was on TikTok and I was looking for some dancing videos. So I typed in dancing videos in the title. Outside of the ever-increasing AI-generated female TikTok accounts I came across, there was a page that caught my attention. And this was that page. When I was scrolling after searching for dancing videos, many of the dances I saw were ranging from choreographed to borderline and outright sexual. So I was this account registered alongside it. Matter of fact, every single comment involved heart emojis, saying such words as tight and beautiful, and in light of the recent dropping of the files, comments with a pizza emoji. Interestingly enough, I clicked on the account that had the pizza emoji, and in his TikTok bio, he says you should join his Telegram because he's selling pizza. If you take a look at this account, you can see the initials TG, the name, and no trades. My assumption is that he is selling this exploitative content. He's not trading it, he's selling it. This is the problem that I have. You can have content randomly taken down if you post something innocuous, or have your entire account at risk if you comment something that is on the non-exhaustive list of what Big Brother's Newspeak declares inexcusable. You can't even objectively say you let him hit it raw without having your account banned for the 50th time. Yet somehow, some jackass can make an account that reaches 4,000 followers with child exploitation material, with people commenting buzzwords that are clear indicators, calling cards of their sick fetishes, but that account still stays up? To be very honest, we need to start killing people. That is the only way that this thing is going to get better. When you have people that are still alive, living and breathing, after they have fully shown a propensity to consume this type of content, it's not as if, oh, it just so happened to show up on my PC. I had a virus there. Oh, my notepad just so happened to show it to me. No. You have people that are willingly in these things, that have an addiction to these things, that say to themselves that they will never stop and they don't care if they're caught so long as they can keep it up long enough. No. You need to have the threat of death over their heads in order to let them change, and that is the only way that you are going to solve this issue. Interestingly, this video came about specifically from two specific sources. The first one was the abject trite I just saw and I just showed you, and the second is a video that I saw from this guy called Tom Foe, where he says, in a world where teenage girls want to do OnlyFans. Now I was listening to it and I'm like, damn, this is something that is very much relevant. But the problem that I saw was I was trying to find the study that he was referencing, and as you see right here, I eventually found it, but not without first seeing the AI generated slop content that you now are seeing on your screens. This is why I'm saying that people need to die. You have content like this being mass produced. This era that currently exists, that we are all living in now, is the most sexualized period thus far. Actually, no, not necessarily, because people with money aren't flaunting pederasty. that is when we're going to get there. Everybody still has the gut reaction of disgust, and that is from Christian morality, Western Christian civilizational morality. That is why that gut reaction is there. Because in any other civilization, you wouldn't have that type of gut reaction. But seeing this, there's still that gut reaction. But nevertheless, it is very much a heavily sexualized society. From television programs putting it forward, to now OnlyFans women on billboards, to now young girls considering it as legitimate career options because Sophie Rain made $43 million, or Bonnie Blue made hundreds of millions, or Lil Tay made 10 million, or however many as soon as she turned 18. Quick tangent. That actually is the one thing that utterly annoyed me. I know that I made a video about it, but even then, it doesn't change the fact that that one specifically annoyed me. There were people that sat down and waited patiently for this to drop. And now what is she? Is she some form of influencer? What is she influencing, if not more children, to go forth and purchase these things? This has gotten so bad that many people have the gall to go forward and to create accounts which are not picked up by the algorithm that is present and survives for quite a while, of which I think there are two explanations. The first thing is that TikTok has an AI detection-based algorithm. This is my assumption. AI either has a content moderation team or they have an AI algorithmic detection system. Now, the AI algorithmic detection system could be something that is very plausible. That being, if you comment specific words, specific phrases, it automatically gets tagged and you're banned, or your account is restricted as such. Or they have a content-based team whereby they look through your account and they make decisions upon that. I think that there is both. So there's a mix, but unfortunately, it isn't accurate. And it isn't able to pick up everything, I understand that. But nevertheless, there should be people that are much more vigilant in preventing these things from happening. I don't use TikTok. When I think of use, I'm thinking, a couple hours a day or anything. No, I open it, look at the first 3 reels, close it. Same things with Instagram. Open, scroll a bit, close. So it isn't like this thing was detected within the algorithm. I searched for dancing videos and that was pushed along, I'd say, the top 20. This account was pushed within the top 20. And within that, there was no content moderation team to see the hundreds of thousands of views that were picked up by these things, the many people commenting and engaging, people sending these very specifically charged messages, and no form of reaction. People that are supposedly meant to keep these areas or these platforms safe, they do a piss poor job at doing it. So personally, I think that they should just outright say, listen, social media is not for children. It was never made for children. Children just so happen to come upon it. If something shows up that is very graphic, we take it down because we don't want that to reflect our website. But the internet is not a child's place. And that is how it should have been approached. That is how all of this should have been approached. This idea of TikTok for kids, YouTube for kids, and oh God, that's a whole thing. But nonetheless, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact that there are still people who go out and who have these forms of content and they sell content like these things and they are not stopped. And then children might see these things and they might get enticed by these things and then they end up falling into a trap related to these things. Overall, I just think that TikTok's censorship model, the way that their content moderation is and such, it's very much poor and it's horrendous and I despise it. There's no reason as to why me on a random day, I type in dancing videos and I scroll down and this is the type of content that I see. You know what? You can't call a homosexual a bundle of sticks. You can't tell single mothers that they need to make better choices as to whom they let pump seed into their fertile soils. But you get the idea to create an account to sell sesame and you aren't immediately found, tagged,
and shot to death. You weren't immediately reported, picked up by the system, tagged by the FBI, and shot to death. This is why this whole thing is just nonsense. But look, all I'm saying is there needs to be much harsher penalties for these people and much greater content oversight that is present. I really don't like the fact that this exists even today with all of the censorship that exists. I don't know why these specific things continue to slip through the cracks, or if anything, I don't know why there are still cracks which continue to persist. Nevertheless, this is the state of today. I wish all of you the very best. Take care. Better get up and run, run faster than a bullet of a gun. Run, 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 run.